Hello, welcome back. Today it's all about monsters. We're going to talk about the DIV. I know, the DIV. You've probably never heard of it, right? You probably never heard of it. Welcome, Jeremy and Fred Huber. How are you? I'm going to put up a poll, so feel free to take part in that poll. My suggestion is grab some food, some drink, make sure you're comfortable. I'm going to do my presentation on the DIV first, and then we're going to make a monster, because that's what we normally do here, every single week. And hopefully I don't choke and gag myself badly as I try to do this. There's always a possibility it might happen, but I'm going to just pray. Let's just pray. I hate hay fever. Anyway, I'm going to line us up, get us started, and I'd go from there. And this is a monster from Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Would you believe it? We're talking about monsters. Monsters for Dungeons and Dragons 5e. This is the DIV. The DIV monster lore for Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Now, this is a monster that is found in Esper's Emporium of Esoterica, for anybody who's interested. And the DIV is an unusual monster. There's not a lot of information on the DIV. In fact, it's quite confusing about the kind of information that you do get, but the information that Esper provides is relatively clear. So the DIV are monstrous giants of foul magic. Going through a hulking transformation, the DIV becomes a muscle-bound humanoid of tremendous strength. DIVs are powerful giant kin, related to the Oni and ogres. They are malicious, violent, jealous beings. The DIV are often hateful of those who possess great abilities and riches. The DIV have a particular disdain for fae, fairies, and elves, who they have been hostile towards for many centuries. Nighttime is when the DIV is most active, as they prefer it over the daytime. Magic wielding, the DIV brings terrible affliction upon their foes. They can do sorts of things that you just turn your skin and make you crawl. If a DIV becomes injured, it erupts into a rage, and it transforms temporarily into a monstrous brute, even greater in size than it was before, and certainly stronger. The pale skin of the DIV resembles that of an ogre, but with horns sprouting up from its head. And then it has ball-like tusks, allowing the DIV to scare its enemies and rip meat from the prey's flesh. So it's very useful for actually eating. They relish the taste of human flesh, and DIVs primarily eat meat. The DIV comes actually from Middle Eastern lore or folklore, and particularly Persian mythology. But the origins of the DIV are very mixed and quite confusing. But this is what I do know. DIVs resemble gods turned to demons, or is it demons turned to gods? It's a bit hard to tell. And anyway, this occurs, and it's really beyond mortal understanding. Mortal beings really can never possibly understand what is going on with a DIV. They are inverted fiends, and the DIV do the opposite of what they are instructed to perform or told. They always do the absolute opposite, which is kind of what you would expect from a demon anyway. Darkness will actually increase the DIV's power, which is why they tend to rely on operating at night and avoid the daytime. The magical power of the DIV is so great that they can actually turn a living creature to stone with just a mere touch. And that is the DIV, a very unusual creature or demon, and probably the origins behind it are very confused and mixed, and I suspect that people have taken various ideas, including Esper the Bard, from different cultures and sort of mixed it all up, and that's why it's got so confusing. But I've tried to present you with the essential elements. I hope this was useful to you, and I want to say a big huge thank you for watching. I want to thank Esper the Bard for allowing me to do this video. If it is interesting to you and you want more information on DIV, I will try to dig up some more information. In any case, I hope you had a good time. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s. Okay. Now, I can see there's a lot of comments about the div going on here. I can tell you now that the div is Esper's clearly tried to boil down to its essence the concept behind the div. And when you look at what is available on the div, there are so many different stories about how the div operate and their origins. And their origins always seem to revolve around gods and demons. And some of them start as a demon, and then they're godlike. Sometimes they're just gods and they stay gods. Sometimes they're gods that become demons. So it's a big mix of different concepts. And so I could not really present all of that today. The way that if you go do research on monsters and it's a mythological monster, you will find there are so many different variations. In any case, that's the essence of that. So I can see people taking part in the poll. I want to go through the chat and then we're going to start making a monster. I'm going to apologize now. I'm really struggling today. I got a lot of mucus and I haven't been able to get rid of it this morning. So yeah, we'll see how well I do. Anyway, we have Jeremy Broken Blue. How are you doing? And yes, I would say the div is a terrifying creature for sure. Terrifying demon. Now, Fred Huber is a patron. Thank you for being here. I find it hard to present a creature in a way that players have either PCs run away. Okay. You're talking about 5e. Look, most players don't run away when they face monsters. They assume that all monsters can be killed in 5e. Unless they're experienced and they've been playing with a game master who's trained them that they can't count on that. But I find that you're probably right. With most monsters, particularly 5e monsters, they're not that difficult to deal with. Unless you're throwing a very high level challenge rating at somebody and their group is very, very low, probably between level 1 and 4. Anyway, if it uses breath, I don't know where we go. I don't know what we're talking about, Fred. I honestly have no idea. It looks like a fat basic monster. It needs to be spiced up to make it stand out. So the appearance of the div, Jeremy, is very. I was looking at some of the artwork on it from Persia and other Middle Eastern origins, and it's actually quite accurate. So the div, at its heart, is essentially a mythological creature that is incorporated into Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. So it's pretty accurate to the lore. You're going to offer div bacon. Okay. All right. So you need percentile dice today, people. You're going to need to roll some percentile dice. We're rolling percentile dice and we'll be rolling 20-sided dice. You will also need some 6-sided dice. Okay, so I'm going to get my dice out. So I've got that, and that. That's correct. I want my percentile dice. That's that there. We're going to grab this. Oh, I feel like I'm drowning in my own. Okay, anyway, let's not go there. Now, Esper has asked me to actually show you the section in the book. So I'm going to do that so you can have a quick look. And I will go over it very, very quickly. This is the div from Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. You can see that the lore on the div is very, very small. There's not a lot of information. So how the heck did I manage to have so much? Research, people, research. Has an armor class of 14. It has about 195 hit points on average. It moves about 40 feet. It's large size. And it's got some saving throws. It does have dark vision. But it has innate spell casting. It can cast Reduce to Rust, Snake Tongue, and Confusion. Now, Reduce to Rust and Snake Tongue are actually in Esper's Emporium of Esoterica. These are spells that he's created. So if you don't know how they work, that's probably why. It has the Monstrous Transformation, basically allowing it to grow larger in size. It has multi-attack with Bite, Slam, and it can throw rocks. And it has Rending Claws. So essentially all the basic elements that you might expect from a monster. Some magical stuff and some basic attack stuff. And yeah, that's the div. Anyway, let's transfer over to what we're working with today. So today we are working with... I need to close this. We are working with our template. We're going to fill out this template and build our monster. And I will make this larger so it's a bit more obvious as to what was going on here. We're going to be transferring over to here. This is the document that we've been using to create our monster. We're going to be using this to create some artwork, and we'll be filling in all the special abilities, traits, monster motivations, origins, and the layer types for those of you who are unfamiliar. And we'll be doing a bunch of other stuff as well to sort of fill it all out. So the first thing is, let's make sure I know in the poll what we're making. I see that there were some votes going in. We're still at a lockhead, 50-50% land and sea. Looks like there's a... I see somebody's already decided I'm going to roll. It's a hashtag. That gives people hopefully time to jump in here and vote. Hashtag roll percentile dice for the monster head, body, and limbs. Okay. Fred Huber wants to get started, so we're going to have to roll off between land and sea. Make it amphibious. We'll roll off. Okay, we've got land, we've got sea, 50-50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a 6-sided dice, and 1 to 3 will be land since the vote is split, and for sea it will be 4, 5, or 6. Okay, that's what I'll do. And we got sea, 4, 5, or 6. I got a 4, so it's amphibious today. That's fine. All good. Fine with that. So going down here, if I remember right, we're coming to our... Yes, we go head, body, limbs for a water-based monster. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Checking over to here. So we're going to roll on down. I'm going to grab my phone so I can see what's going on in the chat. This table is incomplete, so I'm still testing it. This is the 13th monster we've tried to make with it, and I keep testing and testing and testing until I'm satisfied that we were kind of where we're at, where we need to be. Okay. So let's see. 98 marine creature. Now the marine creatures do go up to 100, so 98, we should find that. 98 is a water boatman. The head of a water boatman. Okay, we didn't know we did a body, not the head. That's going to be a little bit interesting. Oh well, it's going to look really weird actually. Let's go here. So, okay, so a water boatman. Which, if anybody knows what a water boatman looks like, it's kind of like the thing that Ant-Man encountered in the subterranean realm, or it's not subterranean, the microscopic world. Anyway, next, 73 is going to be the body. 73 is a sea sapphire. Now, I don't think that we've necessarily sea sapphire. Okay, sea sapphire. It's got a bug head, basically. Yeah. Sea sapphire, and then the limbs. We won't be using wings today, so we'll get rid of that. But we will have some limbs. And you rolled a 68. 68 for the limbs. It's a sea angel. I'm pretty sure a sea angel is kind of like a fish. Okay, so sea angel. All right. Okay, so let's first off, I guess, to give you a quick idea, water boatman define. So to give you an idea of what a water boatman actually looks like, this is the water boatman. Okay, that's a water boatman. It's basically an insect. So And we'll just grab this for now and drop that into here. Water boatman. Yep. And there. That will fill out that. And the other one was, and I almost forgot what it was. Yes, I have sea sapphire. A sea sapphire. Sea sapphire. Is that right? Sea safari. No, not quite what I was after. Sea sapphire. Sapphire. There we go. All right. So a sea sapphire looks like this. It's just basically very bug-like. So we're not going to get an awful lot going on here. Sea sapphire. Define. What does it mean? Ocean sapphire means sapphire. No, it's an animal. Gemstones, ocean sapphires are associated with planet. Blah blah blah. That's not what I mean. It should be sea sapphire. Okay, it is. Let's just do that. Not a very good breakdown, but it'll have to do for now. Sea sapphire. So where are you? Sea sapphire. Very simple. And then next, sea angel. So we know what a sea angel is. It's been a little while since we made this list. Angel. Okay. Sea angel. So this is a sea angel. Okay, it looks like that. So basically a sea angel has got little flappy fins, transparent fins. A sea angel. An angel shark. Sea angel. Angels are a large group of small, free-swimming. Okay. Slugs. Okay, so this will do fine. We'll just grab that. And the sea angel. Where are you? Sea angel. There we go. Sea angel. Okay. Next, let's take our concepts here with our water boatman and our sea sapphire and our sea angel and plug it into Starry AI. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to appropriate what we used to describe our last creature, and I need to sort of adjust this a little bit, but that's all right. Go copy, and then we're going to create art, drop it in here, paste. Okay, a monster with the head of a water boatman. Water boatman. Insect. And that's fine. And then with the body of a... Now, let's get rid of this. The body of a... What was it? Sea sapphire. Yes. Copy. It's probably going to get confused about some of these things. I know that Starry AI can deal with some stuff, but not often all of it. Place it sea sapphire. And the legs and the fins and the transparent fins of a now I need to make sure I get transparent correct. Transparent of a now. So it's a sea angel, isn't it? Yep, sea angel. Angel. All right. I suspect that the program is going to really lose it with this, so we'll certainly have to hold our breath and hope that things don't get too messy. So a monster with the head of a water boatman insect, with the water boatman insect with the body of a sea sapphire and the transparent fins of a sea angel. So that is what we're dealing with here. So we're going to do some styles. We're going to do our runtime as high as we can. It costs a little bit more, but that's all right. So this is a new style I haven't seen. So this looks like a cartoony thing. I haven't used it before, so we'll give it a go. All right. So let's run this. Are we all right? right. Yes, that's all right. Okay, run the first one. So it's doing a drawing. And next, anime images. I don't believe that's going to work very well. I mean, we can give it a go, but it'll probably just turn out looking like a girl. So we go anime, Hydra. We can get some good results with the Hydra style, so we'll put that in. Portrait, no, that doesn't work. Paper cut, no. What's this? This, I don't know about this one. There's a few different ones here today. Let's just chuck that in. Don't know what that is. Is that t-shirt designs? Oh, well, that's a bit silly. Lyra. Lyra can work out. We'll try Lyra. Hello, Pale Rider. How are you doing? And Derp. Derp is also a patron. Thank you for being here. What do you got here? Large frilly fins. It's a blue bug with big frilly wings. Fins, yes. Yeah, it might well do. I certainly believe that you're probably right. As a gem, yeah. Sea sapphire is actually a bug, a sea bug, basically. Mergith yank. Just tell the AI something like bright aquatic bug wings. Maybe that will wind up being what we wind up doing. But yeah, so let's see. This is it. I think have we done this one already? Let's do this again. I can't remember. Abstract worlds, no Argo. Argo's been pretty bad in the past, but we'll do it anyway and see what we get. Fantasy can work out all right sometimes. 3D art, it's actually been all right a couple of times too, so we'll do that one. And then ink, no, Argo 2, we'll do Argo 2. Again, I don't think it's going to do very well, but we'll give it a go. All right, so there's a whole bunch that we have built. It's going to start drawing stuff. We'll see how it comes out in the end. I don't know how well it's going to be, but that's beside the point. Our next task is to start rolling up our monster special abilities. Okay, so you need percentile dice for this. And let me just go here. Hashtag. Get rid of the hat. I can't deal with that. Roll percentile dice for the monsters special abilities. All right, let's see what you guys come up with. So roll your dice and see how we go. So there's a 100 table for special abilities, monster traits, monster motivations. Then we'll be going to a D20 to deal with monster origin, monster layers. So we're letting the random process sort of determine everything to a large extent. And Derp, you might very well be right with your description. So yeah, we'll see. If it doesn't work out very well, then we'll go back to that. Oh, there we go. Update my phone, and there's some numbers coming through. Yep, Fred Huber. We got Derp rolling some numbers. Great. 84. 84 is from Derp, so we're going to go 84. 84 is swooping attack. The monster can fly past a creature and attack it. Okay, well, we'll put that down. So we'll take that one. That's 84. 84. And for a sea creature that flies, I suppose we could wind up with that happening. That's not the end of the world. We're going to do another one. So Pale Rider, I believe your number will be next. So we'll come back to this one. And then Pale Rider's rolled a 35. So 35, monster powers, 35. What is that? Farts of Wonder. Okay, so this is really, really funny. I remember when we put this together. Farts of Wonder. One, on an 8-sided dice, etheric. You get basically a mist. Number 2 would be sticky spray. 3 would be an ink cloud. 4 is pheromones. 5 is juicy fruit breath. 6 is laughing gas. 7 is burst of flame. And 8 is furball. I like this ability so much. One, because it's just crazy. So we're definitely keeping that. I think that one has to stay. Give it 12 abilities. No, we're not going to give it 12 abilities. I honestly think that if it has a swooping attack and it has farts of wonder and it farts out these different effects, I'm all good with that. That's fine with me. That's good enough. Let's do a monster trait though. You guys have still been rolling dice, so Pale Rider rolled a 71. So let's go into monster traits. Monster traits 71. Phosphorus. The creature attracts flying insects with bioluminescence. Okay, we might expand that to include sea creatures as well. Flying insects and sea creatures. Bioluminescence. I don't know why we want to do that, but let's put that down. It's kind of interesting. And we need to do... let's do another trait and see what you get. He rolled a 1 on a percentile dice. Wow. Agile. Moves quickly and easily regardless of terrain. Well, okay. Well, it's going to be swimming, so that's going to be fine. We can stick that in. So we've got some traits. And it's going to be swimming. Right, next. Let's do the monster motivation. We can move on to Power Riders rolled a 45 for monster motivation. Monster motivation. What is our 45? 45 is jealous. The monster is envious and resentful of other creatures for some reason. Okay, I feel like we kind of had that last week, didn't we? So we might roll again, and I'll have a couple of choices then to play with to see how this all works out. We don't honestly know sometimes. This comes into it gets developed in an unusual way. 12. You've rolled 12. Let's see what 12 is. Okay, 12 is confused. The monster doesn't understand its environment and purpose. That, I like that a lot. This is far more interesting as a motivation. Okay, next. Farts of wonder. Yeah, I tell you, the best thing, a farting, swooping down creature that lives in the sea. Yeah, jealous does not fit. It doesn't fit. I'm going to leave it. I think confused is good. I think confused is good. We have a rude monster. We do. Well, we haven't had a rude monster yet, so it's time to have a rude monster. So our next task is we're going to do monster origins. So the monster origins, there are 20 of them that we created. And these tables are on Patreon, people. Okay, hashtag. Roll a D20 for monster origin. Okay. We're going to be looking at the artwork very shortly. Now, I'm hoping that we don't wind up getting magical experiment, science experiment, and toxic waste. We've been getting them quite a lot recently, so I'm hoping we don't get those. So roll those 20-sided dice and tell me the number you get, and we'll see what we get as a random thing that we can make it, build it all together. All right, good. We've got an 8 and we've got a 4. I'm going to take both of those. Thank you very much. 8 and 4. Bite. A bite from a different creature transforms a living organism into the monster. Okay, so you're biting. It's kind of like a werewolf. And then we had 8 and 4. 8 and 4. 8 and 4. And what is 8? Evolution. A living organism develops from an earlier form into a monster. We haven't actually had something like that, so maybe we can do a little bit of both. That might be interesting. So we've got that. Cool. We aren't finished though. We still need to have the monster lair. So let's do that. Hashtag roll a D20 or roll a D20 plus, where is it, plus a D6 for monster lair. Okay, All right, there it is. So you either just roll a 20-sided dice, and we'll be using the table for the monster layers from 1 to 20, or you're going to be going roll a d20 and a d6, and we'll go from number 2 through to 26. Okay, so we'll use it two different ways. It got bit evolved and it got bit and involved. All right, okay, that's a nice combination of things. I like that. So we have to get it bitten by something. Okay, so we got a 19 and we got a 5. 19 and a 5. Let's see. 19, a nest, a structure made for laying eggs and sheltering its young. Well, that'd be underwater eggs, wouldn't it? So we could do that, yes. And we also got a 5. What does 5 look like? 5 is a cabin. I don't think a cabin in the woods is going to work for us. Yeah. A cabin in the woods is just not going to work. So we're going to leave that. So, sorry, Pale Rider. 15, though. A lake. So a lake. All right, so we'll put those down. We've got a couple of things there. Cool. All right, now, before we start meshing this and building our monster and figuring out how it all works related to what we've got in terms of its physical structure, before we start making some adjustments and doing the monster reproduction, its food, its senses, its environment, which we know is going to be water, monster communication, monster relationships and weaknesses, let's have a look and see what Starry AI has drawn for us. This is here. Yeah, it's it's had a hard life. It found itself a cabin in the woods, and it just keeps to itself. Yeah, probably not going to work. Okay, so let's have a look. We have got quite a few pictures here. This is interesting. I have to keep reminding myself of what the creature is supposed to look like, because right now I'm going to get lost. So head, water boatman. I feel like it's kind of worked that one out. Body. It is a sea sapphire. Sea sapphire. And fins of a sea angel. All right, let's have a look. Let's start with the first one. Well, it's transparent. It does have sort of that water boatman look. Sea sapphire, it's kind of a bug. This is not a bad picture, actually. As a creature, this is not too bad. The fact that it flies and it doesn't have wings, it might be a bit problematic, but maybe it doesn't have to fly. Maybe it can just jump out of the water. Blue bug with frilly wings. Yeah. Monster communication, none. You guys already want to fill this stuff out. You're in a rush. Okay. So that's an interesting combination. I like this. This is actually quite good. In fact, both of them are quite good. What's this other one here? This here is a bit messed up. I don't know exactly what's going on. It's got wings. It's got this transparent look to it. It's got that bug-like look. All right. That there is something else. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, but I like the first three. I like this one. I like that one. And I kind of like this one, although the position of some of the stuff looks a little bit out of whack. I feel like those two are pretty good. They actually kind of look like creatures. We're going to come back to that. Let's have a look and see what this is. Okay, this is a mess. I don't know what's going on here. Does anybody else understand what's going on here? Oh my gosh. Another monster bites a victim and injects an enzyme that changes its DNA. It eventually evolves into this monster. Pale Rider. I really like your idea. I do. I'm going to have to mark my chat so I know I have to come back here. So what's the other thing we got here? This is, I don't know what's going on here. Let's just leave this alone. This doesn't work for me either. Not really. Is it? Is it going to work? It's gone with a blue color, which I guess is sea. I guess that's what it understands as sea sapphire. I guess that's not a terrible picture. All right, okay, keep going. Let's keep looking at these. This is kind of dull. Next. That there just looks like a blue insect. And it's given it wings. That's just an insect with a strange looking body. Again, just an insect. So let's try this one. Looks like we will be flying. That there is... there's actually some reasonable... That's not too bad, I guess. Water boatman, insect head, sapphire, blue, transparent. It doesn't have any fins, though. It doesn't... It's finless. Okay. That's just a fish. That's just a fish. That there is a... I don't know what to say about that. This, yeah, okay, all right. And then that there, oh, it looks like blue beetle. We've got blue beetle. For those of you who wanted blue beetle, we've got a blue beetle. I'm not really convinced. It doesn't really have fins. I feel like it's more a flying creature than a water creature. Okay, so that's that one. Let's try this one here. This is a mess. That there is actually, I would actually say that's not bad. Does it have fins on it? It wraps them up. Oh, no, it's probably, I mean, it looks all right, but no, that's a mess. Come on. Here we go. And that is just silly. That's just silly. We don't need that. The flying ability, well, yeah, it could be. It could be. Let's keep going. And it probably should be swimming rather than flying, shouldn't it? But you can have a creature that that jumps out of the water. Like the flying fish don't actually fly that far, do they? This is a bit of a mess. I don't think we need to worry about that one. That there I don't like either. Is that looks like an insect pooing into a boat. Does that look like an insect pooing into a boat? That does to me. Yeah, it definitely looks like a... Yeah, there's something going on there. Alright, this is... not really. It's got fins. It's got a head. It looks goofy. I don't like it. Anyway, let's try another one. Have I done this one? Yes, I have. Ah, here we go. We're moving on. New insects. So that's a mess. It's very abstract. Come on. There we go. No, terrible. Terrible. Awful thing. That's a mess too. Not really. It's not even in the picture. I don't know what that's supposed to be, so forget about that. That is a mess. I'm just deleting that. That's just, there's no point going any further with that one. Let's have a look at this. This here is... okay, what do we got here? Wings, little things coming off it. I don't know about that, though. Let's try this. Come on. Okay, there we go. That's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. No, that's a bit of a mess. That's not what we asked for. And that there is a bit of a mess as well. There's a lot of things that are sort of insect-like, and we just wind up getting a flying bug. It's a flying bug, basically. Flying bugs. Of course. All right, let's try this one. Again, more flying bugs by the looks. It just looks like a termite. That there... I don't know. Not my fan. I'm not a fan of that one. This one just looks like it's got googly eyes, and this is... I don't know what's going on there. Let's forget about it. Last one here. Let's have a look. It's blue. It's partially in the picture. No. That's not bad. I kind of feel like it has wings, but it might be able to swim. I don't know what's going on there. I have no idea. I still think probably the better of them is the first one that I was looking at. Out of all of them, I think this one, oh, come on, and that one are probably the better of the versions available, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go from there. We've got to come up with some various bits and pieces for our creature or monster. You guys have already started poking in some ideas, so let's build it out and see where we go. And somebody had put down reproduction, so I'm going to just switch over to here, and then I can just pull it straight from chat a little bit faster. Okay, so motivation. Jealous of unmutated, so okay, well, Fred, let's drop this in here and think about that as a motivation. We do have a couple of things going on with motivations right now, don't we? Motivation. I still like the confused one. I think the confused aspect is really good. What else? The flying ability can be swing ability. Origins. Another monster bites a victim and injects an enzyme that changes its DNA. It eventually evolves into this monster. Pale Rider, I really like that idea. I think as an origin, that's a really brilliant idea. We just need to be a bit more specific about it to nail it right down. What is a monstrous sea creature or insect that might be able to do something like this? What about a mutated sturge? A mutated sturge might be able to do something like that. That would be fun. Could do a mutated sturge. A mutated sturge. 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 Bit. Bit a. Let's just say it's going to be something simple, like a fish. And injects an enzyme that changes DNA. It eventually evolves into this monster. I kind of like that as an idea. That kind of works. Monster weakness. Loud sounds incapacitate the monster. Why not? Loud sounds. Let's do that. I can put that in there. You guys are so familiar with the format of this. You already got it underway. Well done. Okay, so let's keep going. Radioactive sturge. Actually, that's a radioactive sturge bite causing the first mutation. And if it bites a fish, which would be kind of fun. That would give it sort of its aquatic feature. Origins. A mutated radioactive sturge bit of fish and injected. All right, so that's good. We'll take that. We've got it incorporated. I can't take credit. I got it from Stargate Atlantis. The bugs there, they theorize bit humans and eventually evolved into the wraith. Oh, okay. All right, so blue bug with flea wings, fins and wings. Yes, exactly. Yeah, now the AI sometimes it does all right. Monster communication, none. So no communication, you reckon? I feel like all monsters have some sort of communication, but why would it have none? I'm putting a question mark beside that, derp. I'm not sure why we would do that. Reproduction by biting fish, which evolve into more of the creature. Ah, okay, they bite. That's how it. I actually like that idea. So it's it actually creates itself by biting. By biting fish. By biting fish, which evolve into more of the creature. I think that's brilliant. Fred Hubert, brilliant. As a reproductive system, that is just awesome. Let's put it in the right place though. Okay, paste. Okay, so next we need to, what else have we got here? I've got to start asking you guys some questions, but I'm just trying to make sure I didn't forget anything that you guys had pumped in here that I skipped past. Yeah. Bacon. I haven't seen everything that you guys have been typing into here, but it's interesting for sure. Survives by drinking blood of the creatures it bites and really drinks enough to kill. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. As a food source, we now have a vampire monster. Well, it's not even a vampire monster, really, is it? Because that's how mosquitoes survive, and a lot of other insects, ticks and things. They all feed on blood. Survives by drinking blood of the creature it bites. Usually fish. Usually fish. Rarely drinks enough to kill. It's prey. Okay. So I was drinking the blood of creatures. Bites. Okay, cool. I like that. That's good. How are we doing here? Communicate by bite. It bit you. Communication by bite. Well, it's an interesting idea. I just don't know. I'm just trying to get an idea of how that would work. I'm not honestly sure how that would work. Communication by biting. Communicates by biting. Biting by biting. And releasing chemicals into the blood of the creature it is passing messages to. Well, how does it get a message back? That's the question. You can't bite the creature if it's biting you. That's not going to work, right? So there's got to be a... Interesting. That's an interesting problem. Anyway, let's keep going and just keep taking down. The face is made of small parasitic bugs and that the host can control to mimic the look of who or what they are talking to. Ugh. Swims and swarms that might mob a creature. So this is the relationship stuff. Oh man, you guys are really good at getting into this, aren't you? Relationship. Okay. Swims in swarms that might mob a creature. Not a fun experience. Loud sounding pester. We don't have senses. So let's work on this. It just bites. Oh. It just bites. I see. I see what you're saying. But I still think the idea of communicates by biting. I actually think that the idea of setting up a telepathic link by biting a creature, once bitten, a telepathic link is established. I actually like that a lot, Pale Rider. I think that's the way to go. Let's do that, shall we? Communication. Okay, communicates by biting and releasing chemicals into the blood of the creature. It is passing messages to. Okay, and then the monsters chemicals establish a telepathic link for communication. Okay, that's good. I like that. That's pretty cool. This little sucker likes to bite you a lot. I like no communication because it makes it can't be reasoned with, and it wants nothing other than to bite the unmutated. It doesn't need communication. It has only one purpose, and it is and is non-negotiable. I see. Yeah, I get it. I get where you're trying to go with this. But can I just say, its ability to communicate does not mean that it won't be just as callous as you just described it, Dirt, because we can do that. Okay, so here we go. It makes... Okay, so it wants nothing other than to bite the unmutated. This is definitely a motivation. So let's stick it in there. It's an interesting idea. We'll see how we build and build that in. And then you've also got here, it has only one purpose and is non-negotiable. I don't know about one purpose, but it's non-negotiable. So we just made a creature that you can communicate with, but as you're wasting your time. Okay, they communicate telepathically with each other, but only in the most rudimentary concepts, food, order, run from that. It might well be. So basic, very basic communication. We could do that. We could just tie that in. Tie in very basic communication. Communication is basic and limited to what do we want to do? Limited to, and you just said a couple of things. Rudimentary concepts. Okay. Rudimentary concepts like flee, feed, fight. The 5 Fs. I'm sure there are the 5 Fs. Oh god, it's been so long since I had to do this. Flee, feed, fight. Oh, I know what the other one is. I can't do that one. Sex. I usually remember it as a different word, but I won't be doing that. And what's the other? What's the other one? Reproduce. No, that's that one. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, fornicate. Heck, thank you. Put it in there. Fornicate. What's the other F word? Oh. Fornicate. And I can't remember the other one. Okay, let's just put a question mark beside that. Okay, so we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot going on here. This is rather entertaining, I have to say. So, we're getting close to the top of the hour. says you are my food, but you are too fat. Stop eating McDonald's. All right, that's funny. Oh dear. Well, we could have it. It communicates with its own species, and it doesn't communicate with other species. Well, I like the idea that it bites you and then it communicates, "You are my food. Stay still." Stop moving around. Like that would be quite funny. So, oh dear. All right, so let's get some sensors down. We need to get some monster sensors. Hashtag. What are the monsters' sensors? I think that is our next task. This is what we want. Ah dear. That's so funny. Okay, all right, so let's bring it back to where we are. Share that screen. Where is it? Here we go. So we want some sensors. I have dropped in various things. Bites, usually fish. Really drinks enough blood. Yes, so that's all good. Water environments. We actually had its layer information here. A nest, a structure made from egg for laying eggs and sheltering its young. So let's go with this. A large area of fresh water surrounded by land in a lake. A large area of fresh water surrounded by land under fallen logs or let's see. In lakes, you can get a it's not seaweed. Is it kelp? Some sort of kelp. Kelp forests. Let's do that. Okay, a structure made. Okay, a structure made for laying eggs and sheltering its young. Usually a circle of river stones. Okay, let's do that. That's our layer, environment, fresh water. Let's put it into fresh water, not a saltwater creature. How's that sound? I think that's a good way to go. So what have you guys got here? You've written down a few things. Sight, smell, vibrations, all need to hunt. Yes, okay. Poor vision, but excellent hearing and smell. Can sense the disturbance in water of a swimming fish at long distance. Almost echolocation, but it's passive. The creature makes no sound. Oh, I see. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I rather like that a lot, actually. Okay, so let's transport some of those ideas over. I'm just going to cut and paste them, people. Cut and paste, cut and paste. And let's go here. Sight, smell, vibration, all needed to hunt. Okay, we might need to adjust some of this if we're going to have all these ideas in here. They're going to have to, something's going to have to give. And so we've got that one. Poor vision but excellent hearing and smell. Okay. Will vibration, smell, we've got smell here, can sense the disturbance in the water on its way. Okay, let's do that. I like that idea. Let's do that. Let's put that in. Paste. Okay, can sense the disturbance in the water of a swimming fish at long distance. Yep. Can sense the vibrations or disturbance in water of a swimming fish at long distance. Okay. What else you got here? Echolocation, but it's passive, so no sound. Okay, so we've got sensors, we've got, so we're going to have to go ultra high frequency for that, I guess. Echolocation with ultra high frequency, ultra high frequency. Frequency but it's passive. The creature makes no sound. That ordinary ordinary creatures can hear. Right. Good. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. It's nice. What else you got here? Oh, we've got a creature now. I suppose I haven't said anything about that, eh? Its vibration sensitivity is so strong that loud noises deafen it temporarily. This is why we had that weakness. Somebody's already cottoned on. Loud noise incapacitate the monster. So you're actually building on that idea. So let's take that. That's fine. So we'll put that there. That's really the same sort of concept going on there. So let's just chuck that in. That's fine. Yep. And you also had will suffer smells. Its own farts will suffer the effect unless they leave the area for a bit. Oh, that's right, because it has that farting ability. I'd forgotten. Deafened and confused. Which is why it's so confused all the time. That's why it's got that motivation for being confused. Smelled its own fart. If it smells its own farts. If it smells its own farts, will suffer the effect unless they leave the area for a bit. Okay, we've should really be here. Okay. Extraordinary sense of smell. Okay, all right. Oh, jeez. Right. I guess we need to name it. Azure Assassin. You want to call it the Azure Assassin of all things. Well, let's chuck this in here. That's fine. I don't mind. We normally name these things, so let's start dealing with a name, shall we? Hashtag. What is the name of this monster? Hello, Insane Witch King. How you doing, Milton? Or does it have the opposite effect? Well, that's interesting too. Anyway, we're going to go here. I'm going to make some reproductions of these images. So we're going to upscale this little sucker because I think this is a good image of what our creature does, how it works. So we'll go with spending a few credits to upscale it. Oh, successful, can't upscale. You've got to be kidding. There is a code problem. Let's try it again. Still not going to do it. Fine, let's try a different one. Will allow me to do it sometime in the future? No. No upscaling today. All right. So I feel like these two images are a pretty good indication of what our creature is. It's got a lot of different things going on. So since I can't actually narrow in on this, what we'll do is instead we'll go to its different abilities. A swooping attack. So instead of a swooping attack, let's go with a leaping. Swooping attack. No, we'll keep a swooping attack. Special ability, they can fly past a creature and attack it in one motion. Yes. Farts of wonder. So we've got our farts of wonder. I don't think we need to worry about any of that. The fact that it does that is just crazy, but that's kind of funny too. Phosphorus, the creature attracts flying insects, and fish, with bioluminescence, because that's what we want to do. Agile, moves quickly and easily regardless of the watery terrain. Okay, so it's very agile. We've got that. Oh, we need to make sure it's so it can fly short distances out of water. So let's say about what do you say about I don't know, 2 meters. Not long, not far. Well, it's us. So we want to have an, instead of agile, we're going to go agile swimmer. So we'll keep that in there. Got that. There's our traits. Aquatic. So it breathes air and water. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, Gonzo's Revenge. The Flying Farter. Not a bad name either. It's pretty good. I like that. All right, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to get some motivations in a second, but let's get some of these nutty names of yours down. Extraordinary fast swimmer that can jump out of the water and glides a significant distance. Yes, I agree. I think so. That's a good idea. Farts a lot. Okay, I don't think that's going to be a farts a lot. It's not a farts a lot. I'm writing it down just to fill up space. Albert, that is a good name. Albert, we really are taking the piss today, aren't we? All right, fine. Albert. It's not my favourite name, I'll tell you that now. The Flying Farter. You know, you might look at that name and think that is a ridiculous name, but for this monster, it kind of makes sense. Angelic Fart. And fart. What's a more technical name for fart? People, what is a more technical name for fart? Can fart as propulsion when flying? I knew we're going there somewhere. Gonzo's Revenge. I don't know that Gonzo wants it to be remembered by this, but Gonzo's Revenge. Flame jet, fart jet propulsion. the gaseous grouper. Groper? Is it supposed to be groper? I think that's what you mean. Gaseous grouper or groper. One of those. Man the monster fart body. You can take farts a lot off. I'm on the Gonzo's Revenge. All right, okay. So let's just. I'm writing these down. And I'm like, oh, okay. These are the names that you have provided with me, people. Seriously, these are the names that you've suggested. These were not my suggestions. These were yours. Let's go over here. What's another word? Let's go fart. Thesaur. I always get this wrong. Fart. Beef. Blow off. Break wind. Cut one loose. Cut the cheese. Flatulent. Toot. Pass wind. Pass gas. Well, we've got plenty of words. Pumping. Trumping. Oh, God. The flatulent something. Flying farter. I still feel like the flying farter is just the best name ever for this thing. Blue devil duster. Gonzo's gaseous group. The flatulent fish. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get on with these flatulence. Okay. So, flatulent fish. Oh, jeez. Gonzo's gaseous grouper. The blue devil duster. Name it the, what's it? Oh, that's a very long name, Milton. That's a very long name. Anyway, let me just go over here, transfer over to there for a second, and I want to pull something that somebody had written down. You can take farts loss off. No, that's not what I wanted. Where was it? Okay. Can jump out of the water and glide a significant distance. Okay, so you're thinking go with that. I see what you're saying. Let's do this. And I'll drop this in. Extraordinarily. Okay. I can jump out of the water and glide a significant distance. Okay. So. So I think we've got most of what we're after here. Okay, by biting fish, which evolved into more of this creature. Okay, blood. Let's do that. We've got this. Fresh water communicates. We've got that. We've got weaknesses. We've got our relationships. Okay. I think generally we've got most of it there. I think it's mostly there. The rainbow farter nightmare. Oh, come on. Farter of dreams. You guys aren't finished, are you? The list of names goes on. I can see you're Beans? No, we're not calling it beans. Name it the politician because they're always full of hot hair. The rainbow farter nightmare. Pale rider, really? Farter of dreams. Do you really think that people are having a good old dream when this thing farts? I don't really know that that's... Does that make any sense? The farting horror of gaseous doom. Jeez. All right. Okay. There's no corpse. Dear. Oh dear. If you wanted to come up with something really, really bizarre, this is definitely where we've gone today. It's not unusual, but not quite as bad as this. Look, this just taps into my desire to just relish fart jokes and talking about farts, and it's very childish on my part. I can see everybody else is having a good time, but I don't know that anybody else is going to really be that interested. So yes, I think this is a good point to stop before it can go any further. So the naming thing, we're going to forget the names now. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that most of the aspects of it are built out. And again, I still feel like the flying farter is the best one. Or the flatulent fish, that's pretty good too. And swooping attack, the monster can fly past a creature and attack in one motion. Farts, we've got our fart ability, we've got our traits, we've got them all sort of figured out mostly. Is envious and resentful of other creatures for some reason. That's not what we want. What we want to do is we want to get rid of this, because that's not what we are after. Confused. The monster doesn't understand its environment and purpose. Purpose very often as it gets caught in its own farts. Flatulence. Flatulence. Is that it? Its own flatulence. That is quite funny. And you would be confused if suddenly there's an ink cloud, pheromones, juicy fruit breath, laughing gas, bursts of flame, furballs and sticky sprays. Yeah, I would be confused too. Motivation, jealous of the unmutated, so it wants to mutate every creature. Yes, absolutely. It wants nothing other too. This is essentially the same thing, so we can get rid of that. It has only one motivation. Okay. No, here we go. It really negotiates. It really negotiates. Negotiates with other creatures. Okay. All right. Monster origin. We've got our bite, evolution. The living organism develops from. Okay. Monster bite from a different crown. No. So this is what we wanted. This is the creme de la creme of our monster. And so we've got evolution, we've got bite, and we've got our outcome. Mutated radioactive sturge. All right. Nest, lake, we've got that done. Biting, reproduction, survives by drinking blood. We've got our sight, senses, echolocation, extrasensory smell, which is always a bad thing in this case. Fresh water is its environment. Lakes and rivers. Like lakes and rivers. Communicates by biting and releasing chemicals. Monster chemicals, a telepathic link. And we've got some basic communication. Relationships, not good, I guess. And we've got, yeah, I think all the elements of our monster are there. I think if you were trying to build out the aspects of your special abilities, your traits, its motivation, its sort of origin, and how it operates, I think most of it is there. I think we've done a reasonable job. I think that's pretty good, actually, for monster number 13 out of 13. What have you written down here, people? Name it the politician because they're always full of hot gas. Yeah. Jealous of other creatures that can mate because it's not equipped. Oh, I see. Okay. That's a twist. That's a twist. Talk about getting somewhere else with jealous. We've really taken things to another level. Fred, you've done a really good job with some of these ideas. Name it Johnny. It's not going to be called Johnny. Messenger of the colon. Oh, come on. Can't negotiate as it can communicate. As it can't. Oh no, it can communicate with other species. I definitely want it to be able to communicate that. Oh yes, you're my dinner. I don't like you. Okay, I'm going to mutate you. I mean, that in itself is just hilarious. Can fart as propulsion when flying. Did I even put this in? I don't think I did. But I feel like it would be lost. We don't want to lose that significant ability. That's definitely a trait, right? It has got a farting ability after all. There we go. Flying or swimming. Or swimming, man. Swimming. It's a farting monster that moves that way. That's how it propels itself. Natural gas. All right. Okay. We've definitely delved deep today. I'm gonna say this was a lot of fun. God, these are always so much fun making the monsters. We always have such a great time. Oh dear. I think that's enough. I think if we try to add anything more to this, it's just going to turn into a big, huge nonsense. So I'm going to end the poll. I can see we got land, sea, subterranean, but you guys were too late. You got to show up earlier, okay, when I'm doing the voting. And yeah, 4 minutes in, and I'm into it. We're ready to go. You've got to be faster, people, faster. Anyway, I'm going to try to sort out some of the images for this. I am trying to sort of get myself to a point where everything's collected up, but I'm kind of falling behind. I will admit, every monster we make is like, oh, it's another thing I've got to try and catch up on. But anyway, that's beside the point. This was a lot of fun. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's been here today. I want to thank all of my patrons who support me on Patreon. It really does help. I want to thank everybody who's been in the chat, answering the poll, or just watching and listening. I do appreciate you being here. A lot of your suggestions were hilarious and a lot of fun, and I have included them. And some of them will survive the future and some of them may not. We'll see how we go. I like the idea of strange monsters. So I want to say a huge thank you to Esper the Bard, who allows me to talk about the monsters that he's developed and his Esper's Emporium of Esoterica in his book. And providing the artwork for that. I really do appreciate that. It does actually help me a lot. So thank you, Esper. But in the chat, thank you to Pale Rider, Fred Huber, who's been hilarious. Milton, thank you for being here. We also had, I believe, Derp was hanging out for a little while before I saw him disappear. But thank you for being here. Wow, it's going to be one of those days where... What happens next week? Can we really top something like this? I don't know that we can. I think it's impossible. Maybe I'm wrong. And Jeremy for being here. Thank you. So look, wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.